Hey friends, welcome back to my channel. Today we're talking about pageantry and we're talking about the top 10 questions that you'll get asked in a pageant interview and a few tips on how to answer them. So if this is your first time finding my channel, hello, welcome to my YouTube. I'm Cassie. I competed at Miss USA in 2017 representing the great state of Idaho, and now I judge and coach within the Miss USA system. I will say though, these questions are so basic. This is great for anyone in any pageant system. This is just not just Miss USA. So I hope this will be helpful to you. If you love fashion and pageantry, feel free to take a moment right now and subscribe to my channel because that is what I talk about every week. So my goal is to have 1,000 subscribers by the end of 2021. I just started my channel in January and I am absolutely loving it. So let's go ahead and get into it. So I actually wrote about this on my blog a few months back, so I will link to it down below if you just want to see a list of these questions, or you can just jot them down as we go. So question number 1, tell me about yourself. This is a great question to be able to answer whether you're doing a pageant or you're doing a job interview. This is just a question that comes up a lot. And as a judge, when someone answers it well, it's a great opportunity to get to know a lot about the person all at once. Because, you know, when you meet a new person, sometimes it's hard to even know what to ask to get to know them. So that's why judges will often do that kind of open-ended question, and it gives you a chance to share whatever it is that is important to you. So I will say this is a question that can very easily trip people up because they've been prepping for exact answers to questions. So just something casual like, tell me about yourself. You can definitely see some girls just freeze up and be like, oh, well, like I go to school, I go to work, and I hang out with my family. And that doesn't tell us anything about you. So how to answer the tell me about yourself question. This is something that you need to put a little bit of thought into, and I would recommend this for anyone competing in a pageant or going to a job interview. Think about the top 3 to 5 things you want that judge to know about you. Maybe it's your advocacy platform. Maybe it's about a struggle you overcame in your life. Maybe it's about a story within your family that you're really passionate about sharing. Whatever it is, make note of those things. So when I was competing in pageants, the bullet points that I really wanted to share with the judges were a little bit about me and where I'm from, my background and my career, and things that make me unique. So a few bullet points I would share would be, I'm from a small town in northern Idaho that has more cows than people. That's a kind of fun little note that you can add if you want to really play up where you're from. I would also share I have a degree in apparel, textiles, and merchandising. That would give me an opportunity later on to talk about my career in the fashion industry. Just to show a little bit of variety, I would also like to share that on the weekends you can find me with a hammer and nails building homes with Habitat for Humanity. So those 3 bullet points tell you I'm a small town girl, I have a degree in fashion and a career in fashion, but I also like to get out in my community and volunteer. Those are 3 things that I love talking about that give me a lot more room to share with the judges as we go forward. So make sure you have those 3 to 5 talking points of things you want to share about yourself so that when you get asked that tell me about yourself question, you can answer in an authentic way. Because another thing we don't want to see as judges is someone that walked in the door with that canned answer and they're like, well, I am a student with a 4.5 grade point average and I spend every single Saturday volunteering at this place because it's very important to me, and Martin Luther King Jr. always said da 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 da. Like, it's not genuine, it's not authentic. We want to see you as a human being. So just come in with those bullet points so you can answer off the cuff in a really fun and natural way. Question number 2. Why do you want to win this title? Or why do you think you're the best choice for this title? A great answer to this question is, what are you going to do with this title? And so why should we give you the responsibility of this title? Because if someone takes that, why do you want to win this, and makes it all about them, that doesn't show us what you're going to be like as a title holder in a positive way. So we want to hear something about what is your advocacy about, what are you going to do with the crown physically? Are you going to be speaking to schools? Are you going to be speaking about cancer research? Like, what physically are you going to be doing in this title? And that will help you sell yourself to us, the judges, on why you want to win this. Now, of course, you can add in those little anecdotes of growing up, I watched Miss USA every year with my mom, and I just always knew I wanted to be on that stage. But then add on what you're going to do with it. Again, it's not all about you, it's about what you bring to the title. Number 3, what does organization's motto mean to you? So for this example, I'll share the Miss USA or Miss Universe motto, which is confidently beautiful. If you're competing in Miss Teen USA, Miss USA, or Miss Universe, you need to be able to answer what confidently beautiful means to you. And if you're competing in a different pageant system, most all of them have a motto. So know what that motto is, first and foremost, and secondly, have an answer for what it means to you. Now, this is one I don't have a canned response that we're looking for, but just have it be something that you've thought of. This is something that you are asking to be a representative of this organization. If you don't have an answer for standing up for the motto, you're probably not the right title holder. So this is just a question that is very important for you to spend some time on and really think about. Question number 4, what inspired you to compete for this title? So again, this is all about you. Your experience is going to be different than mine, but just be prepared to answer this question. For me, it was a lot of little things that I had just graduated from college, I was working a full-time job, and I was looking for a new challenge. And so there wasn't a specific person or a specific instance that led me to compete, but I was able to share that little bit about myself, that I was looking for a new challenge and how I felt like this really lined up with my values. I'm passionate about volunteering, giving back to my community. I've been doing this for the past 10 years in X, Y, and Z ways, and it gave me a great opportunity to share about myself. Number 5, who is your biggest role model in life? So this is one where I feel like 90% of girls will say, my mom. And that's fine. My mom's a big role model in my life too. But if you really want to stand out in your interview, I would think of someone besides one of your parents, and if you can, even someone outside your immediate family to put as your role model. This just gives your interview a little bit more depth and shows us a little bit more about you. Is it going to be the doctor that mentors you as you're getting ready for med school? Is it a former president you've read 10 books about them and you just think they're the best leader and these are the qualities that inspire you about them? Whatever it is, if you reach a little bit further outside your family, it's going to give us a more well-rounded view of you and what you're passionate about, what's important to you, who inspires you, and it's just going to lead to a little bit more standout interview. Number 6, where do you see yourself in 5 years, in 10 years? This is another good one that I love to ask specifically to even teen contestants, just because when you're competing as a teen, you've got a lot of questions coming up in your life and decisions to make. You know, what college are you going to go to? What career are you going to pursue? And things like that. So especially if you're competing in a teen pageant, this is a very important question for you to have an answer to. Because I have had girls in interviews before say, I don't really know, honestly. Or like, oh, that's a really hard question. I've been thinking about that a lot lately, but honestly, I just don't know. And as a judge, that's not what you want to hear, because especially in a pageant, when we are giving this crown, this opportunity to one person, we want to give it to someone who really knows where they're going, how this title could help them, and what they want to do with their life. Because if you don't have a plan for your life, it's hard for us as judges to believe that you'll have a plan once we hand you that crown. So having a plan for your life, even if it's something as simple as, well, I know I want to attend a four-year university in a career that allows me to help people, and from there I just hope I am able to live out my purpose and find a job that I enjoy. It doesn't have to be specific. I didn't say a university, a career, anything specific, but I told you my plan, my broad general plan. And that's all we're looking for, just that you are forward thinking and that you have a little bit of ambition. That's really what we're looking for. Number 7, what is the biggest issue facing your generation? This is a very important question, and it's a great opportunity for you to be able to share if you have been paying attention to what's going on in the world around you. This is something that we are always looking for as judges in an interview. Are you someone who, especially in this day and age, is completely closed off and only lives within your personal world and what you look at on your phone? Or are you looking up and around to the world around you? Are you seeing issues? Are you problem solving? Are you thinking about what can make the world better? So this is definitely a question you want to spend a little bit of time thinking about. And again, this is a great question where you can add in your advocacy if there's something that you're really passionate about, whether it's volunteerism, some sort of medical issue, or even a political issue. This is a great time to be able to share that part about yourself. Number 8, if you had a free day, how would you spend it? This is one of my favorite questions to ask girls who have a very busy bio and I don't get to see a lot of personality, because this will tell me a little bit about the real you. I can look at your resume, I can look at all your accolades, but getting to know you on a heart level, what makes you unique, this is the kind of question I'm going to ask you. So even if you're someone that honestly you can't remember the last free day you had, that's fine. You can say something like that and then add on, but if I did have a free day, I would want to travel to this place, spend time with my family doing this activity that we always did growing up, or another opportunity for you to share if volunteering with a certain organization is important to you. That would give you the opportunity to share with us if you had a whole day to volunteer, who would you be volunteering with? What are your priorities in life when you take out work, school, homework? Number 9, tell us about your most impactful volunteer experience. This is one of my favorite questions to ask because it really shows you who has been spending time in their community, who's been volunteering, and who has a heart for others. Especially in the most pageant systems, service is a section that is very important because, again, this crown is not about you, it's about the program promoting the platform and your advocacy. So being able to share a specific experience really helps. This is something they talk about in just regular job interviews. You don't just want to ask, are you a hard worker? Because every single person is going to say, yes, you bet I am. But if you say, can you give me experience of when you've been a hard worker? That person has to come up with on the fly a specific experience, and that will do a lot more for telling you what kind of an employee they would be. So in the same way, on a pageant question like this, your most impactful volunteer service experience, this is showing me, A, you really truly do volunteer, and then B, what was it that impacted you? Was it, an emotional response to a situation that you were in? Was it something that made you really proud of the work you were doing? It just lets us get to see you and get to know you on more of a heart level. And this is a very important question to be prepared for. And finally, number 10, what is something you're passionate about? This is a great question, another open-ended question that allows you to share anything that is on your mind. So I would say going into your pageant interviews, you should always have those 3 to 5 things that you want the judges to know about you. And if you get a question like, what are you passionate about? Tell me about yourself. This is when you can bring those things in that you want the judges to know. So again, whether it's about your volunteer service experience, whether it's about your career, whatever it is that you are passionate about, this is where you can share it. So those are the top 10 questions I recommend working on to get ready for your next pageant interview. If this is your first pageant, congratulations. I'm so proud of you for taking part. I know this is something that can be a little bit nerve-wracking. I myself had no idea what I was doing the first year I competed, so I hope this video has been helpful to you. Again, I'm linking down below to my blog post all about this. If you want to be able to print out these questions and practice them, I highly recommend practicing them either in front of the mirror or with friends and family that can give you a little bit of feedback and help you just practice getting in the groove of answering questions. If you want more one-on-one coaching to get ready for your next pageant interview, I am a pageant coach. Please feel free to reach out with me. My information is down below, or hit me up on social media, and I would love to talk to you and help you be prepared for your next competition. Thanks so much for joining me today. I hope this has been helpful, and I will see you next time.